Welcome back to a new video from me, more specifically a new top 5. This time we're going to talk about one of the most beloved games of all time, Super Mario 64. It has received one remake on the Nintendo DS, but just imagine if this game got a full, beautiful looking HD remake on the NX, for example. It's obvious that the game would then receive at least some changes, and some updates maybe, aside from the graphics, that would make the game more enjoyable. These are my 5 ideas for what a possible Super Mario 64 HD remake could do to make the game more enjoyable. With many games you have one main big objective that is related to the story, and then you often have lots of collectibles you can get as a little side quest to complete the game 100% basically. Super Mario 64 is no exception. You pretty much only need 80 Power Stars in order to fight Bowser and then pretty much win the game, but there are 120 stars in total that you can collect. In the DS remake that number was increased to 150, and if an HD remake was to come around, I would actually hope they would increase it to possibly around 200, or maybe even as far as 220 for that matter. It keeps the game alive longer, you have more to do, and when you finally do get all the stars, it feels a lot more rewarding when there are so many of them. Not to mention that since you only need 80 stars to complete the game, this means that with more stars, the way you kind of tackle this game, the way you complete it, which stars you collect, is up to you, and with more stars, as I said, the possibilities become even bigger on how you want to play the game, which stars you want to collect out of the 200 and possibly 20 ones. So more stars for a HD remake is definitely something I would love to see. When I was a little boy, something I thought, and I know many other people thought as well, was that after you complete the game 100%, getting all the 120 stars, a cannon opens up and you're able to shoot yourself on the top of the castle. That's a fact, and Yoshi is there to give you 100 lives. That's a pretty cool reward, but me and many others thought that there would be more to it than that, because on top of the castle there is a wing cap box. Many people, as I said, including myself, thought that this wing box would be used for something. Maybe enter a secret area, or do something else that would unlock something secret, super secret. But it turned out to be only there for the purpose of fun. Now when the DS remake came along, people thought that, including myself again, that this time maybe something was added to the end of the game since Yoshi was no longer there, because he was a playable character this time around. But it did turn out the same way. The power flower block there now was simply just there for the sake of fun. You can't enter any secret areas or anything with it. So for an HD remake, I thought that it would be cool if the reward you get after collecting all of the 200 and maybe 20 stars in the whole game, you will be rewarded with a little more than just a power flower block that would pretty much doesn't do anything. If you could use this block to maybe get a wing cap and fly inside Peach's portrait to fight some final boss battle against maybe Bowser, or maybe something else, maybe someone else, or maybe find a secret world, unlock a secret game mode, something along those lines, to give you even more of a reward and even more of a reason to complete the game 100% in the first place. One of my favorite features, if not the favorite feature that Super Mario 64 DS added to the original one, was more than one playable character. This time around you have Yoshi, Luigi and Wario alongside Mario to play as. And that opens up a lot of possibilities because each character has different stats and different abilities. So certain stars requires a certain character to unlock, or to collect rather. And each character also has their own portrait world, so that also brings more of these bonus levels into the picture, as well as more and unique bosses outside of Bowser. It's a very cool addition, and many people, again, myself included, thought that maybe, just maybe, something more was hidden in the game, something super secret that would never be found, a secret character, Waluigi. However, it turned out to be fake, just like the Luigi rumor with the original game. However, I think it would be really cool to have Waluigi finally appearing in a possible HD remake, because not only does it make sense to have all 4 bros there, but it would be also very good gameplay-wise. You would get a new character to play around with, and with more stars added into the game, you can make some of these stars exclusive to Waluigi so only he could collect them, just like the other characters have. Alongside with that, Waluigi would also get his own portrait world, obviously like the other ones, as well as his own boss battle. So having Waluigi in the game would only be a plus in my opinion. It would be a new character to play with, and also new content to play around with as well. There was one feature that I was really missing with the DS remake when that came along, and that was real or new big worlds. Don't get me wrong, there were a couple of bonus worlds, these smaller ones that were added in the DS remake, but it wasn't a lot of them, and the ones we got were, as I said, bonus levels with 1 or 2 stars in them. They weren't big fleshed out levels with 8 stars in them each, like the normal big ones have. So I think it would be cool to, it doesn't need to be many, it can be just 1 or 2, but just have a new big normal world being added into the game, a big brand new world to explore, a brand new level to explore. That would be really cool. It doesn't need to be many, as I said, because I can imagine a level like that will take a lot of time to develop and design. But just having 1 or 2 more of these normal levels added into the game would give the game so much more content, or it would be such a breath of fresh air, you know what I mean? It will also be a place to locate some of the new stars that now has been added into the game, one of the 220 ones. You can play some of them in these new levels as well, instead of just adding them to the levels we already have. So 1, maybe 2 new, brand new, normal levels would definitely be a big plus in my opinion. My number 1 choice is something that the DS remake started on, and it did have a pretty good concept. I'm talking about multiplayer, and I think Super Mario 64 is a perfect game for a multiplayer feature. The DS remake started with something that had potential, but it could be more. It started out basically as a little minigame where you and up to 3 other friends could fight each other in a little small area to fight for stars, and the ones who had the most stars when the time ran out was the winner. Pretty straightforward, but also pretty fun. However, I think they can take it one step further. What if they added multiplayer into the normal game mode, the one where you go around the world and enter different paintings to collect stars and fight Bowser, all those things? What if we had multiplayer in that game mode? Maybe you could be up to 4 players, walking around in the same world. You can see each other, maybe interact with each other, and you could help each other out getting the stars. Maybe one player could go into Bob-omb Battlefield, while another one went into Shifting Sandland, and another one into Lethal Lava Land, and so on. And maybe you can even cooperate, go into the same worlds together, and cooperate on certain stars. And because we now have more than 1 character in the game, each player could pretty much be their own character, right? With 1 in reserve since we have 5 of them. A multiplayer feature for Super Mario 64 would be genius, and there is a mod for it. I know somebody has hacked or modded or whatever, so you can play 2-player Super Mario 64. And it looks really fun, and I think it would be really cool to have it actually in-game. Maybe you could play online with other people, up to 4 players in the same world, working together. How fun wouldn't that be? If it would be hard, I'm not sure, but would it be fun? Most definitely. Thank you so very much for watching, guys. I would love to hear your opinions on a potential HD remake of Super Mario 64 down in the comment section below. I highly doubt an HD remake of this game will ever be created, but we can only hope. and there is a small chance for it, at least I feel it is. Anyway, if you liked this video, it'd be greatly appreciated if you could drop a like rating on the video if you so enjoyed it to show your support. And if you want to see more, you can click the subscribe button and you'll see more videos from me whenever I make them and upload them. Thanks for watching again, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all on my next video.
I'm a Wario. I'm gonna win.